Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $20,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 59-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these free quoters on just about every page. So you just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way, and select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest pricing that you may be able to qualify for based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. It's really terrific. It'll help you be a very smart, educated consumer. You can also call us directly at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can run all those rates and help you with any questions you have there as well. Now, first thing a 59-year-old male who's looking at $20,000 worth of insurance should ask himself is, is that $20,000 going to be enough for his final expense needs? Now, typically final expenses, that's going to be a cremation or a burial. Let's start with that cremation. So the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of celebration of life or remembrance ceremony in addition to the cremation, then that's probably going to run maybe $3,500 to $4,500, depending what part of the country you live in. Now, as far as coverage needs for that cremation where you're going to come home in a cardboard box or an urn only, we would typically recommend around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you might be saying, well, Randy, you said the cremation's only going to be $2,000. Why are we looking at $5,000 worth of coverage then? Well, the reason is we've got a 59-year-old male who probably wants to make it to 69, 79, maybe even more. So what we want to do is we want to get enough insurance that if you're blessed to live a long time, your insurance is inflation proof, so you don't have to worry about getting additional coverage later if at all possible. And what's really nice about doing that is it not only inflation proofs your plan, but also if you were to die sooner than everybody thought, kind of earlier, then there's also some extra money available there early on to pay for any other expenses that might have popped up that, you would have paid off by the time you got to older. So, that would be like anything like medical expenses or credit card bills or something like that. So it's really nice getting that little extra coverage. It inflation proofs the plan kind of long term, and then it also just helps with some extra funds shorter term. God forbid you didn't live as long as you thought you would. Now, for that cremation where you're going to have that ceremony, we would typically recommend around $7,000 to $10,000. And again, for the very same reason, we're just inflation proofing the policy for the long term, but it also provide some funds up front. If you just, die in the next year, 2, 5 years or something like that. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they will work with you. They'll get it done. It's hard to imagine they would say no and make you walk out the door, because what would you do? You just walk 2 blocks down to one of their competitors and they'd take the check. Just understand, though, that $10,000, it's not going to be anything fancy. It's going to be kind of the bare necessities. And that's enough to kind of cover the most immediate needs right now. But at age 59, it's not going to get you to 69 or 79. So typically, most of the 59-year-old men we help would be looking at getting either $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000, kind of just depending on your needs and budget. Now, keep in mind that if your money's a little tight, and frankly, most of the people we help are on a fixed or limited income, you can always start with that lower amount. And then we can always come back and help you add more coverage later. A lot of flexibility for us to help you out with that. Now, there's some people out there that say, well, I'd like to not only pay for my final expenses, but leave some money for the kids, leave some money behind. And, a lot of times they say, well, I'd like to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. And, we might quote them $50,000. And just because they're on a fixed or limited income, it's out of their means. And then occasionally somebody will go, well, if I can't do the entire $50,000, I'm not going to do anything at all. And we have to have kind of like a coachable moment with them, because you know what? If you don't do anything at all, then your kids are going to have to end up paying this for you. And that's what you wanted the insurance to take care of first. So yeah, just, they're probably going to have to put it on their credit cards at 26% interest. And that's not going to benefit them, and they're not going to be pleased with that. So typically what we recommend is keeping this insurance for kind of final expense insurance. And then if you want to open a separate policy for your kids that would be unique and just dedicated to them, then 100% we can do that. So we can really help you with all your needs. A lot of it's just going to depend on your finances, because we're going to help you get this thing comfortably fit into your budget. Now, one thing we always recommend is first day coverage. Now, we don't recommend those 2-year waiting period plans at all, and we'll get into those in a minute. But yeah, you want first day coverage. And what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your plan were approved and issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. That's going to be the best coverage. It's also going to have the lowest pricing that you qualify for. Now, sometimes people will say, well, you're right, Randy, I do like that first day coverage, but I've got some health issues, and those first day coverage plans ask health questions, and I'm worried I may not qualify. To that, we say, hey, that's our responsibility. That's not your responsibility, at least from an insurance standpoint. And what we mean by that is that's why we work with so many different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now, we're getting around 90 to 95% of the people that we help are able to get first day coverage or benefits. So we're really terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason you wouldn't be able to qualify for that first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues that you just waited too long on. Like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Maybe there's dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that's the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. And it also seems like every week we'll get a call from somebody that says, hey, we had a family member die this last week, and they didn't have any insurance, and we don't have any money, and their body's down at the funeral home, and now the funeral home is not going to do anything till they get a check in their hand, and we really need to get this insurance right away so that we can get the funeral home director paid, so we can get everything taken care of. We have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that they lost a family member, but it's even more sad that they didn't have this insurance. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance someday, and they just waited and waited and waited and waited. And then one day they just went and died, and now their family has to take care of this. And the family's probably going to have to put this on their credit cards at 26% interest. What a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life and messed this one up, and that's how people are going to remember you. So don't be that person. Get this insurance now while you can afford it, and if need be, we can always split it up. We can help you get some coverage now. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, one thing we never recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. And Colonial Penn's probably a fairly popular company out there. I think it's just because they advertise on TV all the time. I think their commercials are playing about every 7 minutes. But yeah, if you didn't know this, their $9.95 plan they advertise so much, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Yeah, what that means is they won't pay out any death benefit if you die in the first 2 years from any health or medical related reason. So yeah, we just don't recommend that. They're not the only company that offers those plans. There's other companies with the 2-year waits, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber. And gosh, there's just a host of other different insurance companies out there too that only offer those 2-year waiting periods. And some of these companies out there have done an amazing job at convincing the American public the only thing you're going to qualify for once you get beyond age 50 is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Yes, we do. Now, our 59-year-old male, probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials, and he's thinking, you know what? I'm 59. I'm still pretty young. And that commercial, it was so slick and it was beautifully produced. I bet I'm going to be able to get a whole lot of coverage, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. even $50,000 for $9.95. And then our gentleman contacts Colonial Penn and talks with one of their agents, or goes online and checks out their website and pricing like we've done for you here, and sees that a male age 59, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to buy $1,200 worth of insurance. Now, oh my gosh, now that may be enough to pay for a cremation in a few parts of the country, but I know in most parts of the country it won't be enough. And it really doesn't matter if it was enough, because it's got a 2-year waiting period. Yikes. So why would you ever get a plan just because it's $9.95 that's going to be inadequate coverage, and it's going to have a 2-year waiting period? And man, if you're trying to get a burial done, that's no good at all right there. So let's do this. Let's see if we can even get $20,000 worth of coverage. Let's max this thing out. They only go up to 15 units, and that you can't buy $20,000 on the nose with Colonial Penn. They sell by the unit, not by the coverage amount. That's how they can do that $9.95 per unit thing. Let's see what it would be here. So yeah, so you can't even get 20,000 with them. You max out at 18. Now, some people would say, and let me go back to the $9.95. Some people would say that, companies out there that offer really low teaser rates, they would say that they don't even want to sell you that plan. That plan is just intended to get your information, get your, get you put into their contact management, into their sales funnel, and then call you up. And they're happy to share how minimal that coverage is. And then they'll say, well, that $1,200 is not going to do you any good. So they upsell you to more insurance, which is much more profitable for them. So we just don't even recommend doing it, because it's got a 2-year waiting period, right? So yeah, so we can't even get 20,000. We're maxing out at 18. That's right around $150. Let's go see what $20,000 is through a first day insurance company. 20,000, male, age 59. There we go. Get quotes. That'll pop up in a moment. Oops. Again, we are like 18,000 for 150. So I'm going to show you this because you're not going to believe me otherwise. $20,000 is right at $76. Okay. Colonial Penn, 18,000 with a 2-year waiting period is right at around $150. So why on earth would you ever overpay so much for 2-year waiting period insurance? So with Colonial Penn, let's take a look. This is 76 roughly minus, or 150 minus 76. So that's about a $74 difference that you're overpaying. You're overpaying $74 every single month. So let's do the math on that. If you do $74 a month times 12 months, that's going to be roughly, I think that's around $888 roughly. So why would you overpay that much on a yearly basis? And let's kind of go a little further. If our 59-year-old male lives all the way up to age 69, who will have overpaid right around $8,880 more. And it wouldn't have gotten first day coverage, 2-year waiting period. So why would you ever do that? After 10 years, why would you ever give an insurance company an extra $8,880 roughly? It makes no sense. You need to be an educated consumer. If you're not an educated consumer, that's okay. We can help you be an educated consumer. But yeah, just let us help you be a little bit smarter. So let's look at some other companies here. Let's see. Well, here's Lumico. Their level coverage. And that's what this means here. Level means first day coverage. And Lumico's first day coverage too, but they're $10 more a month. Why would you even pay $10 more a month? That's $110 a month times 12 months is $120 a year. After 10 years, you'll have overpaid $1,200 roughly. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever just give money away when you could have gotten approved for a better price plan in the same amount of time? Just let us help you be educated consumers and let us help you out with that. Let's look at another company here. Let's see. Oh, here's Lincoln Heritage. So Lincoln Heritage, they're a fine company, I guess, but man, look at their pricing. look at that pricing, $113. It's level coverage, right? But $113. So Lincoln Heritage has a deal when you pass away. They would supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes to get you the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. No, they build that into the premium, and it's 113. I'm just round numbers, 113 versus 76. So with Lincoln Heritage, you'll pay around $37 more a month, roughly, and that times 12 months is $144, or no, that is $444 roughly. You overpay a year. And then if our 59-year-old male makes it up to 69, you have overpaid roughly $4,440, roughly overpaid. And we just can't recommend you do that. Money's just too difficult to come by. So why would you give an insurance company an extra $4,440 roughly, and for them just to do a few things? They're going to call 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple other things that only takes about an hour or so to do. So is that a good payday? About $4,440 per hour, for an insurance company? Heck yeah. So we don't recommend that. We actually recommend you let us help you get qualified for lower pricing. And then what we also offer is a free funeral and estate planning guide. And you can download that from our website and print it out. And once it's printed out, just fill out who gets what and what goes where and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then when you're done with that, just put that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, everything will be in one place, and your family will know that you loved and protected them in life, and especially financially, right? Protected them financially with the insurance policy, but you also protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because all they'll need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide, open it up, and just start reading, and they will know every single thing that you wanted done. And you will have provided the funds for them to take care of that with the insurance policy. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you also protected them, loved and protected them one last time in death, exactly when they would need you most, that one last time. So what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you with a legacy like that. Go to funeralfunds.com. We've actually got a special quote for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And from there, you can find the best companies, get the most discounts. It's really terrific. We do suggest you take advantage of that. You can call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you with pricing and everything else. Any other questions you have? But, if you have an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, the lowest pricing, or you just want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for brand new coverage, or you just have some questions about what might be appropriate for you, we can help you out with that. But yeah, we really look forward to helping you get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with that at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.